Hello again from my front porch, or should I say, howdy, folks. You notice the hat? Well, I already mentioned that my fashion consultant had advised me that I look good wearing hats, and so I started wearing those Irish hats, which, by the way, I have gotten countless compliments on. I mean, just walking through airports or whatever when I'm traveling doing work stuff, which I've been doing a lot of work travel lately. That's part of the reason you and I have not sat here and chatted for a while. I'll just be walking through somewhere and people will say, "Hey, I like the hat." I was at the care center where my mom lives, and walking through, and some of the residents there were, "Hey, we like your hat." for wearing those Irish hats. That's great. But coming up, I've got another rodeo appearance. Not writing. No, I'm not writing. I'm going to be singing national anthem again. I get that wonderful opportunity and that honor when the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo comes back around to now Casey's Center. Used to be Wells Fargo Arena, now Casey's Center. So I'll be singing national anthem both nights that it's here in Des Moines. And so I'm excited about that. But my fashion consultant, who has wisely guided me in a lot of ways. Actually, I've started deciding that I'm going to stop calling her fashion consultant. I'm going to call her image consultant, because she's actually been helping me in a lot more ways than just fashion. Because she listens she actually listens to me, and she makes observations. She says, "Okay, this is the read I get on you, but this is the image that you're projecting when you wear a shirt like that, or you wear a hat like that, or you say this phrase, or you do." And it's not an effort to change me. She's making me aware of things and saying, "Now, is that what you're going for?" And if it is, cool, then that stays what it is. But a lot of times it's more a matter of me going, "Really? I hadn't thought about that. Huh, I didn't know that." And once it's made aware to you, then you're like, "Well, I don't want to keep doing that. I got to make changes." So she's been very good at helping me then, if I decide I want to make a change, then helping it to happen. Cowboy hat is a good example of that, because you all know I already have a cowboy hat, that white straw one that I wore for years, that I bought down in Dallas, Texas many years ago. And so it's my main cowboy hat. It's what I've been wearing. Well, so she and I are talking about this upcoming rodeo that I'm going to be doing the national anthem at. And she, of course, says, "So do you have a cowboy hat?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, I got a cowboy," because she wears cowboy hats all the time. And obviously I was not. And so I said, yeah, I have a cowboy hat. And I described it to her. I think I even showed her a picture of it. And she said, "Well, that's nice and all, but you really should have a black cowboy hat. That's kind of the thing." And just for the record, I have run this story by a few other people, and everybody 100% agrees. "Oh yeah, no. You need to have a black cowboy hat. That is the look now." And so, okay, so recently I had my image consultant go with me to Western Store, where we picked out this hat. And we looked through a whole bunch of them. And I got to tell you, this is the biggest cowboy hat I've ever owned and ever worn in my life. I always got hats that had smaller brims and felt more shallow, a little tighter, because I felt like hats like this were too big. They were too excessive. I know you might be looking at me going, "What are you talking about, Paul? It looks fine." I agree. I'm looking at it even now, and I agree. It does look good. And in fact, when I put this one on and I was buying it and we were getting ready to leave, my image consultant actually looked at me and went, "Oh, I didn't realize you were going to look that good in that hat," which I think is a great compliment. That's the kind of compliment that makes me never want to take it off. But so anyway, so I have this hat, and I showed a picture to my mom even of me wearing the hat. I didn't wear the cowboy hat over to Carol to see her, but I showed her the picture of me with the cowboy hat, and my mom looked at it and went, "You look like a completely different person with that hat on." I didn't ask her to clarify that if that was good or bad. We'll just It was just what it was. But I am loving. I am loving. I mean, it feels so comfortable, and it does. It looks so good. And I'm not saying that boastfully. I'm saying it amazed, because I have never looked at myself wearing something like this cowboy hat and thought, wow, that looks pretty good. And now I find myself doing that because somebody external is looking at me and giving me feedback, not telling me what to do, not saying, no, you need to not do that. You need to do it. No. But giving me the information so that I am empowered to make the choice myself. And that is so empowering. It has been so exciting. And honestly, I am learning so much about myself from an external vantage point that I otherwise normally don't get to see. And so I'm just relishing all of this tremendous advice that I'm getting, this tremendous input, and the insights that it's allowed me to be able to I was going to say improve myself. I don't know that I would necessarily say improve, because not that I'm bragging, but I think I'm pretty good. I don't think I need to quote improve. However, we can all continually strive to be a little better. We can all continually seek to evolve a little more. You don't want to be stagnant. You don't want to just this is me and that's all I ever am. No, you don't want to stay there. And so she has enabled me to be able to make some changes, to be able to take some steps that I'm comfortable with, that I'm embracing fully, and I'm totally enjoying. Unlike the weather that we're having here in Iowa right now, because it is chilly. Now, it's not as chilly as it's been, because my fingers are just a little chilly out here, but because it has been here like single digits, and then the wind starts blowing and it gets sub-zero. Today, actually, the last couple of days here, it actually warmed up, got a little nicer. A lot of the snow that was everywhere started to melt away, and we got rid of a lot of that had accumulated over 2 or 3 snowstorms that we'd had. So that was really cool to see all of that disappear. But now tonight here, we've got wind blowing, like massive wind blowing in. And I mean, it is fierce. And I've even seen some pictures online of semis just being flipped over on the interstate and blocking the roads. And it's not something to play with. Out in Colorado, they apparently have it even worse. I was talking to one of my colleagues out there, out in Denver, in that area out there. They haven't had the snow that we've had here. In fact, they're under dry fire burn warning conditions out there. And today they were under the warning of 90-mile-an-hour winds. That's what they're being warned on out there. And that there was going to be rolling power outages in anticipation of power lines going down. And they didn't want those power lines to go down and then trigger a fire because everything is so dry. And so it's like, well, we had all that snow here. Can we load it up and take it out to you? We'll gladly hand that off. But still, this wind, I mean, it's just like, whoa! It's just blowing across here. So that's something. This weather, and I keep joking that Mother Nature needs to get back on her Xanax, but I'm starting to think maybe there's some truth to that, because we had single degree temperatures, a foot of snow, then another half foot of snow, and then all this stuff, and all of that going on. Now we've got this raging wind blowing through, and the last prediction I heard was that on Christmas Day, it's supposed to be 50 degrees. Snow miser and heat miser, you guys got to get your act together. Woo! All right, now my fingers are starting to get a little chilly numb, and so I think it's about time for me to wrap this up. But I do want to mention that, as I said, I'm doing National Anthem at the rodeo here at the Casey Center coming up in January. Also in January, I will be singing National Anthem for 3 games at the Des Moines Buccaneers. And then I think they might be in February. I'm pretty sure I'll be singing National Anthem at both a Drake men's basketball game and a Drake women's basketball game. And so those will be fun and exciting as well. I'm It's always a privilege. It's always an honor to get to do that. And so, if you are planning to go to any of those events, just drop me a note, let me know, and I'll confirm with you the dates that I'm going to be the Anthem singer at those, and then you'll know to come late. But seriously, I do take that very seriously. I consider it a huge honor, and I'm excited about it. And I'm excited to be singing it at the rodeo at Casey Center, where I'll get to sport my new hat. All right, well, with that, I'll let y'all go, and I'll see you next time from my front porch.